Welcome to Inclusive Angles. My name is Nakwa Kwabla. Today I have Nabil Ahmed Rufai. Nabil, I've seen you on so many channels, I lose count, like PBS, NewsHour, SABC, CGTNA, TNA. Come on, how many channels do you correspond for?
I've even lost count myself. I've done stuff for DD India, also Vion, both in India. I've done stuff for CBC, that's Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. I've done stuff for TRT World, and a host of other channels. I also do radio for Radio New Zealand, so there are quite a lot.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How did it start? Did you go to journalism school?
No, I actually did engineering. I did agricultural engineering here in West.
That is interesting. Tell me about that.
Yes. In high school, that's at the Sadell College, I did general science. All my friends knew that I was more inclined towards the arts because whilst there, I developed that keen interest in writing and drama and all that. So I was made a news editor for the school magazine even when I was in Form 2, which was something that was unheard of in Adisado College. You have to be in Form 3 before you become a news editor of a school magazine. But then I jumped the gun and I became an editor in Form 2. So apart from that, I was also president of the Writers, Debaters, and Drama Club. And then that's how it all started. Yeah.
After Adisadel, were you like, okay, I've figured it all out, straight into journalism?
No. So indeed, after Adisado College, I realized that okay, I would want to pursue journalism and I would have to apply to GIJ. But family members said no. With my science background, I need to pursue engineering. And at that time, the telecommunication industry was really booming. So one of my uncles advised I study telecommunication engineering because the telcos were springing up and it would be easy for me to get a job in there. So
I
I
remember
applied.
those days.
I applied to the university, KNUST. I applied telecoms engineering, computer engineering, agricultural engineering, and I ended up getting agricultural engineering. So I went to Tech in 2008. After first semester, I realized that I had done a big mistake, and it was difficult to really go back and tell my mom that, oh, I'll need admission or application forms for GID. So fortunately, there was a radio station. There still is a radio station in KNUST, Focus FM. So I realized that if I was indeed passionate about journalism, perhaps I could kill two birds with one stone, pursue my agricultural engineering degree while also pushing to work at the radio station, which was going to give me the practical aspect. So I ended up gaining opportunity to work at the radio station Focus FM, and that's where everything really started.
I remember when you were doing the work in Ghana, then all of a sudden I'm seeing you like on the international scene. I'm like, oh wow, Nabil.
So the thing is, when I started serious journalism at Focus FM, the plan was to end up doing international stuff.
Okay.
That was it. Yes. So as soon as I finished school, I was trying to get my national service to do with a radio station or a TV station. I ended up doing it with ETV, and then from there I went to work with Class FM and all that, and then GH1. But then the bigger goal was always to be on the international scene. So that was the dream, and it happened beyond
How
even
did
my
it happen? I want to
expectations.
know how, like, what moment did you pitch a story? How did
Yes.
it happen?
So because I had that big dream of ending up with the international news outlets, here in Ghana, when you say you want to be an international journalist, there's few, options at the BBCs, and
Yeah.
well, CNN doesn't really have a correspondent in Ghana. I mean,
Yeah.
at that time, so you were only eyeing BBC. So there was a time I was actually shortlisted for a BBC job, and that was what Thomas Nadi actually got in 2015. I was part of those who were shortlisted, went through the interview, and of course, they would have to choose only one
One
person. And
person, yeah.
Thomas Nadi got the job.
Yeah, shout out to
So you'll be
Thomas.
like, yeah. So you'll be like, is that the end of the dream of becoming an international journalist? Because the BBC job, I mean, you were shortlisted, fine. That means that, okay, they see something, they see a potential in you. But at the end of the day, someone else got the job. So is that the end of the road? So I just continued with my local stuff. But always putting myself as if I'm doing international stuff. That's how
Hmm.
I've always done it. So when I joined GH1, just a year and a half into it, I got a call from a friend of mine. You worked with him, Rabiu Alassan, who is more like a brother to me. Rabiu actually knew Betty Kankam of CTFM at that time. She actually got in, some an international journalist got in touch with Betty Kankam that they wanted a correspondent in Ghana. And Betty actually recommended Rabiu Alassan. At that time, he had left TV3 and had joined. Was doing his masters abroad. I've known Rabiu from at this school time. He felt okay. There's an opportunity. Let me just pass it on to my brother, and
Yeah.
he connected me to the news agency. That's Feature Story News, and they got in
Okay.
touch. They got in touch with me. They made me do some demos for them. It was a bit rough at that time, but then they saw the potential, and that's how it all started.
How many years has it been now?
It's been 7 years.
Oh,
Seven
wow.
years, yeah.
Yeah, 7 years
seven
is a
years.
long time. Basically, you learn on the job. Did you have like a formal
Yes.
training to get into the reporting aspect?
So when Feature Story News came into the picture, they are a news agency based in the US.
Yeah.
So they have correspondents all over the world and they
Hmm.
have a lot of clients. So that's how come I've gotten the opportunity to report for these multiple international stations.
Yeah.
So when you become a correspondent for FSN, you have the chance to report for all these international channels, right?
Yeah.
So it was really an opportunity beyond my expectation. I never saw it coming. So when they got in touch, they made us do a demo for them just to see where the strengths were and then
Hmm.
the weaknesses. Of course, they realized that the scripting was okay. It was just the filming, that is the camera work, that was
Hmm.
lacking. So they had to do some training. They brought their correspondents from Nigeria to Ghana and then another correspondent from Washington, D.C. No, Nick was then in New York. So Nick came down to train us, both scripting and then filming. And that was 2018 September through to 2018 December. Then January 2019, I went full time with FSL.
Okay. Wow. What a journey. So, how has it been for you? I mean, it's a dream come true. You're doing it 7 years in the making. I mean, now you get to tell the stories you want to tell about Ghana and West Africa to the world.
Yeah, it's been a great experience so far. I never thought I would get the opportunity to report for these multiple international channels, and it's been really a learning curve because it's not really easy reporting for the
Hmm.
international stations. There is high standard. The standards are really high. You can't mess up with your scripting. You can't mess up with your fact checking.
Hmm.
You can't mess up with your picture quality. You can't
Yep.
mess up with your sound. Nothing is just left to chance. Everything has to be done to the highest of standards, right? So initially, when we started, we didn't really understand why they would really push for you to get the best of quality of sound because locally sometimes they allow it to go and they'll say, oh, we apologize for the poor sound quality.
You can't
But
keep apologizing.
you can't do that. It really entails a lot of work for just how long story 2 minutes 30 seconds
Mhm.
3 minutes, very short, but then the work that goes into it is quite a lot. When I started, it could take me 2 hours 3 hours to write a simple 2 minutes 30 second script. It's just because for me, I would want whatever I write and an editor is going to edit it, he or she should have little to do.
Work to do.
So if
Okay.
yes, I wouldn't want to give my editor headache. you know there are a lot of some of the editors even over there that enjoy touching my script because it gives them no headache at all.
Yeah.
And there are some who would come to you directly and appreciate you for really writing very well.
Okay. Now we have so many of journalists telling our stories,
Yes,
which is great.
yes, it's
Every
really great. It's really
yeah,
great.
every journalist I've had on the show doing that tells me how wonderful it feels, how great it feels. How about you?
It's really good that African journalists are getting the opportunity to tell the stories from the continent through their own eyes and their perspective, unlike in the past where we had Westerners telling our stories. And we've had a lot of issues with that because we feel sometimes there are gaps in the reporting. They do not understand the cultural context, they do not understand the nuances and the report, and we tend to worry that Africa is being put in a certain kind of way to the Western media or the international media. So for me, it's really great that we have a lot of African journalists now reporting for these international channels.
Yeah, but it also comes with a lot of pressure, though, doesn't it? Because
It
sometimes we're
does.
also accused of being biased because we want to quote
Yes,
paint our countries in a good way.
there is that concern that we do not maybe paint the true picture to the global audience because we may also have our own biases. But then at the end of the day, I know that for a lot of African journalists, they also have Western editors who touch their scripts. So
Mhm.
that is also handled at the editorial level.
I see. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure that comes with reporting for the global audience because then you also have to adjust your story in a way that they will understand,
Mm,
and not necessarily how they want it, but in a way that they will understand what is happening locally. Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You've been in that
yeah.
situation, right?
Yes, yes. So a lot of the time they will tell you you should break the story down. And for me, I report on sports, I report on business, I report on politics, I report on general news and all that. So it's a lot of pressure. It's like jack of all trades. You have to learn the business. I mean, how to tell a business story. And if you don't take care, you may be using jargons, and that
Mm-hmm.
is what is really not allowed on the international scene. You can't just use jargons. You have to really break the story down to its simplest form
Yeah.
so that anybody at all would understand.
But I'll tell you this, you do a very great job. Nobody wants
Thank
to work
you.
with Everybody wants to work with a good journalist, a good correspondent. And so when
True,
you're being pulled all over the place, that tells you something. You're good at your job.
true. Thank you very much. And you are talking about the pressure. There's also other pressure when it comes to time. You
Yeah.
know, if you are supposed to turn around a story at a particular time, it comes with a lot of pressure because time zones are different.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when you go and you're covering a story, um, you are here in Ghana. There are some of your colleagues who would prepare it for the evening bulletin, but you have to make the story ready hours earlier
Yeah.
for it to go to, I mean, the international network and all that. So sometimes the turnaround is not really, really easy, but it comes with a lot of
It
pressure.
is
But then with,
work. Yeah. Ejuma.
yeah,
Ejuma pa.
with time, you try to get to understand.
Well, Nabil, we are running out of time, but I see you are in a Black Star jersey. Black Stars, yes, Ghana, we are coming to the World Cup. Do you
Yeah.
have any predictions?
Well,
Or you don't want to risk it?
it's not going to be easy with the fact that you've just changed our coach. So this new
Yeah.
coach is really going to have a lot of work to do with the current team. And I think when we start our match with the first country, then that would give me a sense of how
We are
the whole
going.
game, yes, how would fare.
I hope we get somewhere. I mean, I love the Black Stars, but
I also hope to. I also hope to. But then time and over again,
the friendlies have not
they keep
really.
disappointing us. Yeah, they keep disappointing us. So we are cautiously optimistic that they will do well.
Yeah. I mean, if they can even stick to the one goal project, I'm fine. We're proud of the work you do. It's good to see one of our own telling our own stories and keep up the
thank
good work.
thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And the likes of you, we followed your work from TV3 till
Hey.
you got to African News. Yes, so some of you who this space you think it is really big, but then it is quite small.
Yeah.
So you may not meet somebody, but then you would have followed the person's work, you would have seen the person, and if you are good, you are good. People will see it.
Yeah,
They
that's
say
right.
they say game knows game.
Game,
So
definitely game knows game.
those
Yeah.
games. And we also hope to impact whatever we've learned to the younger generation, because
Inshallah.
what I'm trying to do is to really nurture talents, or to really
Mm-hmm.
mentor a lot of young journalists. So I've gone to UPSC, I've gone to GI Unimac, to really mentor some of the students over there. It's something that I'm looking forward to doing more, so that at least we can have more quality journalists coming out of Ghana.
Excellent. Perfect. I love that. I love that. Giving back. Once again, thank you very much, Nabil. Thank you for gracing our show.
Thank you so
And
much for having me.
yeah. And listeners, viewers, thank you so much for joining us this month. Next month, we'll have another exciting edition.